Hi everybody, my name is Max Michon. I'm one of the owners and a trainer at Ready, Set, Train. In today's video, we're going to go over a fun behavior you can teach your dog, how to get them to go into a down from a standing position. We're going to teach this a little different than what we taught the behavior of going into a down from a sitting position. If you want to look at that video, we'll put a link to that up here, so you can watch that. That's part of our basic behavior series where we teach all sorts of fun behaviors that you can teach your dog, kind of the basics. What we do from a down for a stand, or what sometimes is called a Sphinx down, we get the dog obviously first in a standing position. So we are going to use a process called luring. So that's when we take a treat, we put it right to the dog's nose. What we're going to do with this is when we move that treat, we're going to actually push it into their body a little bit. You can see that will start to get them to hopefully bend their front elbows. This is a way that you could also teach a bow behavior if you wanted to do that first. We're just going to teach the down from a stand though. So I gave him a treat because he started to do the behavior a little. I'm going to try to get a little bit more and a little bit more each time. So I'm just going to hold the treat here for a second. Some dogs will start to just get a little tired from sitting in this kind of play bow position, and eventually they will lower their butt onto the ground. We'll wait him out. We'll see if he does it. If not, I'll reward just because he was doing pretty good with still getting closer, a small approximation to that down. I'll keep pushing it into his body. That's an important part. And we'll see if we can get him to go all the way. Our ground's kind of wet too, so that might be part of the factor why Winslow doesn't want to go all the way on the ground. He might not want to get his belly wet. We can always, if we have to, take a pause and get something for him to lay on, which we might try to do now.
A few moments later.
All right, we're back. We have an object now for Winslow to hopefully lay down on without his belly getting wet. So we'll start again at the same step that we were doing before. Bring that treat down to the ground, kind of bring it into his body a little bit. And what we're hopefully going to see is that he starts to lay all the way on the ground. This time I'm just going to wait, and I'm going to see if he just gets tired of doing this play bow. And we'll see if he finally lays all the way down. If he gets up, that's okay. We just take the treat away for a second and let him reset. We'll do it again. If he fails a bunch of times in a row where he's not laying on the ground, I'll go back to an easier step. But I want to have him just try to problem solve a little bit and try to figure out, what am I asking him to do? If I keep rewarding this behavior, I'm just teaching them to do a play bow, which is fine. And this actually is not a bad idea to do first, so your dog doesn't learn to lay down every time if you want to teach him to do a bow behavior. But right now, what I want is for him to move on to the next step of actually laying his entire body on the ground. So we'll do it a couple more times. Treat right into his body. See if I can get him to come a little closer to me so we can utilize the whole carpet. Click, and he goes all the way down. So he went down from a stand, that Sphinx down. He's bending his elbows. We'll see if we can get him to do it again a little bit faster this time. I'll bring him all the way over here so he's got the full carpet to lay on. Boom. Click, give him a treat. Do one more here. Good. What I'm going to try to do is I'll do one more with the treat, and then I'm going to try to get the treats out of my hand so that we go from luring to prompting the behavior. So we move our hand in the same way, but I want to see first, before I start to get the food away, that he's pretty consistently and pretty quickly laying all the way on the ground from that standing position. What I'm going to try to do now is get the treat out of my hand. I'll do the same exact hand motion, the same movement. Click when his body lays on the ground, then deliver him that food afterwards. So we start to now create a hand signal. The final step would be, and we'll jump a little bit quicker than we would normally do this, but we would add a word. And you would want this to be a different cue than the cue that you use when your dog sits and then goes down, because it is a different behavior. So I usually say lay for this behavior for my dogs. You could say Sphinx. You could come up with anything you want. But we want it to be different than if you already have a down cue where they sit and then go down. We want this to be different in the dog's mind. So the final step would be, I'll get Winslow to come up here again. He's already offering the behavior. Good boy. He said, I know you're going to ask me to lay down already. I will say lay. And then if he does it, I could just click and reward. He kind of sat first for that one. He's kind of anticipating what I'm asking him to do. So realistically, what I should be doing more, here, Winslow, is just more of the prompting without the food in my hand before I add the cue. But for the purposes of the video, I'll try to just do one rep real quick so you guys can see. Winslow, I would say, get him to get up here. I don't want him guessing, which is what he's doing right now. I would say lay. Then I would do that movement. I click when he's on the ground, deliver a treat in that position. So that's a pretty easy, fun behavior that most dogs can quickly pick up. If you want to check out any of our other YouTube videos, we have a whole series on teaching basic behaviors, like I said earlier. We also have some other just fun training videos that we're trying to build into into our YouTube channel as well. You can also follow us on Facebook. You can like us on Instagram. You can check out our website, www.readysettraindogs.com. And then if you're interested, if your dog needs training, we have a full regiment of group classes. We have private training. We have dog walking. So you can check us out for any of those services as well. So thank you so much for watching.